Hey everybody. I know you are probably feverishly awaiting the release of Checking Reads the Divine Comedy Part 4. This is not that. This is just a regular vlog, because tonight was full of just frustrations and kind of a moment where you ever have that situation where, like, you witness something that's just frustrating, or you witness somebody just plainly stupid, and then after, like, on your drive home, or like when you're away and those people have left, you're just like saying to yourself, like, oh my god, how stupid is that? Why did they do that? That's just so ridiculous. Why didn't you just do this instead of, like, you talk to yourself. Maybe I'm just crazy, which I wouldn't really attribute that to anything. But tonight, okay, so I was working tonight, and I all day I had this craving for a hamburger. Not just any kind of hamburger. I had a craving for, like, a big, old-fashioned American grease factory of a hamburger, probably kill me 20 years before my natural expiration date hamburger. And, to be fair, I have been eating fairly healthy the past couple of weeks. I mean, I haven't been eating out that much, which is much more difficult than you think, because my college is surrounded by, okay, we have a Wendy's, McDonald's, KFC, a Sheetz, which is essentially a gas station, but it sells good food. We have a Chinese restaurant right next door, which is really good, by the way. It's just terrible in terms of food. So and like 2 different pizza places. So we're surrounded by fast food. So it's been really hard for me not to eat fast food. So I've been eating, like, fairly healthy. And whenever I do go out to fast food, I try to go Subway, because I'm not so deluded in thinking that Subway is, like, the most, like, if you're eating Subway, you're eating super healthy. But I would at least beg the argument, if you're eating Subway, you're eating at least a little bit more fresh and a little bit more healthy than McDonald's. But it's not like, I'm eating you don't merit, like, oh, I'm eating at Subway, so I'm super healthy. No, you're not merited to do that. But at least you're eating a little bit more healthy than McDonald's. So tonight, for some reason, I just had this craving for a burger. So I work and I get off around 9:30, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna go to McDonald's. I'm getting me a quarter pounder or whatever. I don't know. So I drive over there, and usually when I go to places at night, it's almost 10 o'clock at night, people are done, they're tired, they don't go to these places. Well, apparently this was not one of those nights. This was one night, apparently, where there was, like, a major hockey game or something going on in the area, because there was a school bus out in front of McDonald's, and it was full of these tween-age adolescent kids that just got done with, like, some hockey game or whatever. I don't know. They were all dressed up in their school colors or whatever, and they're like invading the frickin' McDonald's with their pimply faces and their braces, and they're just, all in all, not a very pleasant experience. So I go in there and I try desperately to see if I can make this work. They only had 1 register open, which right away, it's just, why? There's 4 freaking available, but whatever. So, and it's like, and then, like, these kids did not like to form a line, you know a line, right? Like, there's the person that's going first up front, and then second, third, fourth, single file makes it very simple. These kids were all, like, grouping together in a massive cluster and ball surrounding the register. So, like, here's the register, and it's like like this massive group right here. I could not tell, so every time the lady said, who's next? Who hasn't been waiting on? I take like a step forward in vain, and this other guy that's, like, in the massive cluster is just like, oh, I haven't gone yet. I'm like, okay, so I'm in there for like 5 minutes, and after that I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna work. There's no way. So I just leave. So I leave McDonald's and I drive around, because that's not worth it. So I go to the other side of this plaza, because it's all in this one plaza, and I go over to Wendy's. And Wendy's, when I got there, it was fairly empty, and I'm thinking, it's okay. I don't like to eat Wendy's because for some reason, I always thought out of the big 3 of fast food restaurants, yeah, there's a big 3 in everything, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and manga, the big 3 in fast food, in terms of our region anyway, would be like Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. So out of the big 3, I always thought they were the most unhealthy. I know that's not really saying much. That's not like saying drinking water that's like, oh, you're drinking water that's brown, that's pretty unhealthy. But this water is slightly less brown, so it's a little bit more healthy. It's not much. I think it's just because at Wendy's they offer the, as opposed to McDonald's and Burger King, they offer the Baconator lineage, which is, like the Baconator, Double Baconator, Triple Baconator, which, the Triple Baconator, first off, I think, no offense to those of you who like it, But even if you do like the Triple Baconator, when you go to Wendy's and you order the Triple Baconator, at least a part of you has to know that this is not something that is good putting into your body, okay? I mean, you might as well just go up to the guy and just say, hey, can you just inject, like some grease from your fryer directly into my arteries? Because, I mean, if you want to die, at least you make it, at least be upfront about it. So, I honestly think that the Triple Baconator is only on the menu at Wendy's, so people will feel better about the other stuff they order. Like, they go to Wendy's and they're like, it's like, oh yeah, I'll order oh, geez, look at all this stuff. I'm gonna die, I'm so unhealthy. I'll order the Baconator because, hey, it might be bad, it might be pretty bad for me, but at least it's not the Triple Baconator, right? So I go in there and, you know, it seems pretty quiet, all things considered. There's, you know, an old man and his wife eating in one corner of the dining room. In the other corner of the dining room, there's this old guy. He's like pretty, like, well, not old. He's like kind of like middle-aged, big glasses. He's eating by himself. And there's an older couple up by the counter ordering their food. And I'm thinking, okay, that's not bad. Hey, maybe I could even eat in the dining room because I had to go pick somebody up afterwards, so I couldn't just go straight home. So I was, you know, I would prefer eating inside because, you know, it's winter, it's cold outside. I really don't feel like eating in my car. But, you know, I'm thinking, oh, it's pretty quiet in here. Maybe I can even eat in the dining room. So I go up there, and, you know, the old people get waited on, and then they go, and I'm up next. So I walk next to the cashier, and I'm right about to frickin' order my food. And then all of a sudden, the front doors open and even more tweenage freaking kids invade the freaking Wendy's, and I'm looking at them like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Now, these were not the same kids from McDonald's. They didn't follow me. He's like, hey, let's just go screw that kid. No, now these were other kids. They were wearing, you know, the kids at McDonald's, they were wearing yellow and black like their school colors. These kids were wearing orange, so whatever their school colors was. And I can guarantee you that they're part of the same team or of the same game they went to. So like the winning team went to McDonald's and the losing team went to Wendy's or whatever. So I'm like, okay, it's cool, it's cool, I don't care, I'm up front, I'm about to order my food, they can do whatever. But no, not yet, because as soon as these people walked in, the cashier completely forgot about me. Like, she was right about to ask me, he's like, what would you like to order? As soon as these kids walked in, and like maybe like there was like 4 or 5 adults with them, like the chaperones and probably like the bus driver or something. So, you know, she looks up from me and she's just like, how many are you planning on dining in? And they're like, yes. And then he's like, oh, how many do you have? And she's like, oh, we have like 12 kids and like 5 adults. And she's like running back to her manager, and I guess they were about to close or something, so like closed pretty pretty close. So she had to go back and ask her manager, like, hey, do we have like, because, you know, because they probably turned off their stuff half the time. Like, they weren't expecting to, you know, have a massive feast walk in. So they were like, you know, can we serve these guys? Do we have, or do we have to like turn them away? So she was doing this for like 2 to 3 minutes, and she finally came back, and then I could finally order my food. Now, I'm not that mad at her because, to be fair, she did apologize. She's just like, I'm sorry about that, you know, I'm really sorry, you know, I just had to ask. I'm like, oh, it's cool, you know. I mean, I don't like to give people like that a hard time because, yeah, that's not her fault. That's not her fault that, you know, you're about to close in like half an hour, then a bunch of freaking kids walk in and like demand to be fed their glory, you know. It's like, I'm pretty cool with that. I'm pretty cool with that because I work in retail. It's not the same as fast food. It's probably more of a, it's not nearly as demanding in terms of like, hurry up and get this done. But it's still very frustrating because, you know, we close at 9 o'clock. And I've had many occasions where like 8:50, like 10 till 9 o'clock, freaking like 4 or 5 people walk in and, you know, go on a shopping spree all of a sudden at their own leisure. So, you know, whatever. So they walk in and, you know, the lady finally gets to my order, and I tell her, I saw a new item. I was going to order the Baconator, but then I noticed they had a new item on the menu. It was actually the son of the Baconator. And I'm thinking, okay, it's probably not much more healthier than the Baconator, but at least the volume has changed. It's probably still as unhealthy as eating a gym sock filled with grease, but at least the volume, the overall size has went down a smidgen. So I ordered the son of Baconator. Plus, you're basically parroting the son of Frankenstein thing going on, so that orders some props from me, the film guy, right off the bat. So I order the son of Baconator. And I get my food, and she asked me, like, to go or to dine in, and I'm just like, to go. So she gives me that. She gives me my mellow yellow. And I go and I walk out. I have to like sift through the freaking crowd. I'm like, excuse me. He's, oh, sorry, bro. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I leave. And I was gonna eat in the parking lot, but then I noticed that this is the same plaza as my college, my community college, so which is empty now because it's at night. It's like 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, so that parking lot's completely empty. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going over to my school's parking lot. I'm parking in the middle, like this vast, expansive parking lot, not a soul around me, and I'm eating my food, and that's what I did. I drove over, sat down, turned on my heat, because I didn't want to, I hate leaving my car on just for heat, because it just seems like a waste of gas, but you know what? Today's been frustrating. I just want to enjoy my meal, so, you know, sit my seat back, turn my car on. I've got my phone with me. I was watching YouTube. I was watching some Whitest Kids You Know videos, which if you've never heard of them, they're like a sketch comedy thing. They're really funny. So I was watching some of that, and I'm eating my burger, and then I went to go pick the person up I needed to pick up. Then I'm back here. So that was just a little bit of things where I just wanted a burger. I just wanted a burger. I could have went drive-through, but at the same time, I think a lot of people were on to me with the same idea, like if we go through drive-through. So the drive-through was even clogged. You know, so that's just what happens. You know, I wanted to get a burger, and the whole ordeal took me almost 45 minutes to get a freaking burger. So, yeah, that was my night. So, yeah, see you guys.